Hey everyone, welcome back to the M&R Show. I'm Ron.
I'm Malcolm.
And today we have Najee Simons, aka No Layups back again. Now, Titans last night in the NBA opening night, NBA season is back. So we all watched the first game last night, Nets Bucks. So Najee, Nets cause to pause after the first game.
Yes. I would say yes is a cause to pause, but not the traditional cause to pause as they can't win the championship. Cause to pause as of this. Let me break down. The Nets can beat 28 other teams in the NBA with this roster. But the issue is that the one team I don't think you can beat, you're probably going to have to go through, and that's going to be the Milwaukee Bucks. And the really big thing, the Nets shot over 50% from three yesterday. But you know what the Bucks did? Limited them to 32 or 33s is one of them two. So a low volume amount of threes. And if you notice, the Nets don't have anybody that can really penetrate the rim or apply rim pressure besides James Harden. Because even Durant doesn't apply that much rim pressure. He'll just shoot it over you. So the fact that you don't have any rim pressure, you're getting ran off the three, and we don't. And who else is a mid-range bucket besides Durant?
Yeah.
So the Nets the Bucks was just swarming at the ball on the interior and just running guys off the line. Their screen navigation was amazing. So it's caused a pause. It's about the don't be surprised if he's vaccinated soon. That's what I'm gonna say.
Oh my God!
Don't be surprised.
That man is not picking up vaccination because the Nets go 0-2 or 0-3.
I understand, bro. Because for if we looked at the situation, I really think that we have to look at what Kyrie could bring to this offense or what they're missing. I mean, Kyrie can bring that downhill type of presence. Kyrie's a different type of talent based off his skill wise, and he can be able to apply pressure to the rim based on his abilities and stuff like that. Because you're right, we looked at you watched yesterday. We seen that there was jump shooting. I don't know, it's because Milwaukee were just so big in the interior with Brook Lopez and Giannis Antetokounmpo, but I just think that's a big problem that Brooklyn had. And to be honest, a jump shooting team is all cool and all when you're making shots, but in reality, when the playoffs hit, everything slows down. Things don't work out like that. And another thing is we have to look at these bigs. I understand Steve Nash was doing a lot of staggering minutes and stuff like that, but Nicholas Claxton did not look good. And maybe it's because against Brook Lopez, but Nicholas Claxton did not look like that rim protector that they thought that he would develop into over this offseason. Yeah. And I think that a rim runner is what he needs to be, but in reality, it wasn't that good either. So I just think there's a lot of questions that we have to ask, then answers.
So, I mean, Malcolm, you said that you weren't that good on the rim last night, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, most definitely.
So we all know that M&R is the main reason why the Brooklyn Nets can't guard the rim. But now we're on to that. The Nets, I'm not going to say, I'm going to say no, because I only believe that the Bucks truthfully caused them really big problems. Maybe the Heat or the Bulls, maybe because of offensive and defensive switching. But overall, I still think they're just at least a top 2 to 3 team, which, I mean, is where everyone put them at anyway. So I can't agree with that. I really think they're really, truly waiting on Marcus Aldridge to get back into shape. I think that's the starting center for the Nets, and Durant's starting 4, and then you insert Bruce Brown into the lineup. That's the starting 5 in March, let's say. That's what I think they're really, truly waiting for to get back right, because that kind of unlocks other things, and that even unlocks the offense even to another level, even without Kyrie. And then you got Bruce Brown, who's a better perimeter defender than Joe Harris. Now, Joe Harris last night wasn't bad. I mean, the jump shot looks good, but I feel like his fit is better on another team just because he provides a lot of spacing, but this team doesn't necessarily need a whole bunch. Not you can't use spacing, but if he was on like a Lakers or a team like that needs spacing, Joe Harris is fine. But a team with Harden, Durant, you kind of can already shoot. Even LA off the bench, Blake Griffin shooting decent. Last night he was doing a little much, but that's another story. So I'm gonna say no still on the Nets. I think they're just figuring out it's game 1. They're on the road. This is the champion. We need to put some respect on the champion's name. I mean, we got Budenholzer extension, the GM got an extension. Somebody got to show all this money being thrown around. So, I mean, I would hope you come to play on your ring night. So, let's hope that these aren't the opening day champions like the Clippers the last 2 years. So hopefully that's not the Bucks.
Hey, I seen how Giannis play, and what Giannis was doing in the preseason. We seen that he's being more comfortable with his 3-point shot. So I think that I really like what I'm seeing from Giannis. I think that with a healthy Drew Holiday, he was out for like half of the game. With a healthy Chris Middleton, I think this team is still a very good team. And Grayson Allen, I think he had like 7 assists last game.
Very surprised.
He is an underrated piece for this team. And we talk about DiVincenzo, of how Grayson Allen's going to take over the spot until DiVincenzo come back. I think that Grayson Allen can stay at this spot as a starting lineup. I like him. I think he's a good piece.
His defense, oh my God, his defense was so great. Because I rewatched the game and only watched their defensive possessions. This man was not like, it is some because of Claxton he's so frail. He doesn't like set hard screens. But Grayson Allen was getting through a bunch of screens, and what it was doing was running the nets off the line. So when you usually come through the screen, get hit, boom, got a shot. It was none of that. They were just sending them, running them off the line. You ain't gonna stop and pull up. He was just sending them to Lopez. Boom, Lopez, block, deflect, hard contest. Oh my.
And Brook Lopez is a freaking body in the paint. Like that, this isn't freaking Nets Brook Lopez. Let's not forget where he comes from. But I mean, dang, like what is he, 260 in the paint? Like he's just a body like Valanciunas. Like you're just not trying to keep hitting that body when you run to the paint. So he's a deterrent. Like you said, they have no mid-range bucket besides the rim. His Harden is absolutely atrocious in the mid-range, by the way. I don't know, the last 7 years have really killed that game for him, and it's not coming back.
Yeah, Tony.
Yeah, he's not coming back anytime soon.
So, killed that.
Yeah, so that's what Kyrie's kind of missed too, because he could destroy you in that. That's his range too. So I think they're truly hurt on that. But like you said, Grayson Allen, man, we sleep on DiVincenzo. That's 3 and D. Like DiVincenzo defines 3 and D. He can shoot the 3 ball, and doesn't care. He's a gritty player. So that they're still missing him, and I think they can kind of even improve a little more, the Bucks. But the Nets can too, with just a little bit more playing together. If Kyrie doesn't return, now we know he's not going to come back. So now we're just playing like we're never going to see him the rest of the season, which I don't think they were playing like that last night.
Kyrie's coming back. That's all I'm going to
say.
I think that he's just going to say what he has to say. Kyrie, give him a chance to be him. He's coming back.
All right, now we also, Mr. No Layups, had a very bold take on one of our, familiar episodes. Now, the bold take was that Russell Westbrook will be traded by the NBA deadline. After last night, do you still think that bold take stands?
And also said the Lakers won't go be top 5. But yes,
right.
Yes. You signed Westbrook with LeBron, Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard, DeAndre Jordan, and Rajon Rondo. I do not recall a minute where this man Westbrook wasn't playing on the floor with one of them. He always had Rondo in the backcourt with him or LeBron on the court with him. The point of signing Russ this is why the Rondo signing was kind of dumb. You sign Russ to hold and control the offense and run the high pick and rolls with AD when LeBron's out the game for however many minutes that be, whether it's 8 to 12 quarters worth. You put him on the court with Rondo, AD having that connection, boom, boom, boom. So you make Russ into somebody who just has to be, he's just a body out there. He's just running around. You're not using the man for his talent. Like, you're just not using him for his talent. Like, it's gonna get to a point where people saying, well, it's just opening night. How do you fix that? Like, this issue isn't going to get fixed.
I say they should have played Malik Monk more.
Oh, yeah.
Kendrick Nunn, I mean, he's hurt, but good God, he needs to run back to the Lakers because he's getting at least 15 minutes. I don't care if you think he's good or not. He's a shooter. He's not scared to shoot.
Play more too.
Avery Bradley, Frank Vogel.
Avery Bradley played in the last minute. I just saw.
What are you doing, Frank Vogel? Like,
what is you doing? After all the times that somebody need a shooting on the court, you bring Avery Bradley in the last 2 minutes of the game. You acting like he hasn't been. That's what I'm saying.
3D. Like,
And he's played in their system before. It's not like he just came in, did not know what was going on.
He knows every play. Like they're not a play team. It's just LeBron and Westbrook are the plays. Like they don't run all these crazy screens and stuff like that. Like I mean, they run a lot of pick and roll and a lot of back screens to get like AD and the centers open. But besides that, this team isn't a Nick Nurse team. There's no big playbook he's trying to remember. You need to put that guy on the court for one. Work just now. He's one of your best defenders on the perimeter. Just simply that. Because Westbrook, who was he guarding last night?
I don't know who.
It wasn't Curry. I mean, people are like, oh, Curry didn't shoot that good. Bro, he was getting double and triple team. So Westbrook's guy was Jordan Poole. He was getting off. Like he was getting off easy. Like, I'm like, wait a minute. Poole might be better than Westbrook on the dang Lakers. He might be a better fit. This is not hyperbole. He might literally be a better fit. So a lot of Westbrook fans follow this channel. I'm not saying Jordan Poole is better than Westbrook, but on the Lakers, I think he'd be a better fit.
Yo.
I mean, that's the point. I think it was a post that said that you put they had Russell Westbrook in with Rajon Rondo. They had no AD or Russell Westbrook type of pick and roll action. No. And it's like, okay, we know Russell Westbrook can't shoot, right? So let's surround him with shooters and bring out the playmaking abilities that he have with the second unit. But in reality, you're putting him with Rondo and you're making him seem worse than he already is. Like, we understand how Russell Westbrook abilities is. And I always talked about, I need Russell Westbrook around shooters. I think that's where he is way more comfortable at, and that's where he's able to thrive at. But when you're putting him in a position where, number one, he doesn't have the ball. Number two, he's not around shooters. It's going to be a problem. And it's not, and I understand if Russell Westbrook has to get better, but it's more on the coaching staff. It's more on Frank Vogel, because that's a problem. That's LeBron's
holding the ball too long. This guy right here is holding the ball way too long. LeBron, you have other guards on the team. It's not just you, bro.
But if you take LeBron, see, Frank Vogel was never a great offensive coach. But the issue with this is LeBron holds the ball too much. Do you want LeBron playing on ball?
Look, that's the only. I mean, he has to be able to do it a little bit. Like, if you can't do it at all, LeBron, like, you're not gonna win.
I mean, I don't think you can. I mean, you saw even when he played with Wade, he forced Wade to adjust. Wade had to adjust. LeBron, it's hard because at the end of the day, who are you? Like, as a coach, how do you really sit and tell LeBron you need the ball less? No, these people around me need to adjust to me. So it's hard to do that. And Frank Vogel not being a good offensive coach, yes, he's hell of a defensive coach, but it's just not gonna work. And I don't think, and I think last night, I know like the Bron fans and AD fans was happy.
Yes.
Last night was more cause to pause because this was what was scary. LeBron didn't attack the rim that much.
He didn't.
And the Warriors were small. The Warriors had more offensive rebounds than the Lakers and was way undersized. And you cannot expect LeBron and AD to shoot like that every night. So in the second half, we kind of saw them regressing to the norm a little bit more. So when they regress to the norm and your issues are still there, then what?
They didn't even bully them in paint. Yeah, they had, what's his name?
Valencia was going crazy.
Valencia was going crazy, but we know that he's a defensive liability. Easily. Everybody knows he's a defensive liability, but they never even take advantage of that at all. They never took advantage of that the whole game. Like, they kept him in the game on offense because Warriors was like, he's not gonna get exposed defensively, so might as well just keep him in.
Yeah.
You have big guys, all right. And it's like, I look at what the Lakers, maybe because Lakers had shooting back in the day, but it doesn't really matter that much. Like 2 years ago when the Lakers was big and everything, they killed people in the paint. But now it's just like they're trying to shoot jump shots and they're doing all that other stuff. It's just, what's going on? And AD's doing the same AD stuff, to be honest.
Yeah. I truthfully, for one, why was DeAndre Jordan even signed? Like, I'm not even trying to be that guy. Like, the man chases chicken. Why was he signed, though? He's not a starting NBA caliber center. He's just not. The Nets, we just talked about the Nets need rim protection. They cut this guy. So what do you think he brings to the table? Lakers fans like, man, he called the oop first play. I don't care, bro. Like, what, you think I care about catching the oop first play? He played with Westbrook and LeBron. They led the league in assists 4 out of the last 40 years. Yeah, I would hope so. Like, I mean, I truthfully don't understand. The lineup is disrespectful. Now, on the positive note, Ken Bazemore didn't look bad. Now, he looked great, but you know he's a rotational player. The Lakers need a reason to get back. They need none to get back. They need to get more minutes in Malik Monk. Not even because he's even that good. It's because he just fits the bill. He just fits the bill. Defense, you got to clear out the water with him. You got to just hope LeBron and AD can cover it up. And he got to shoot the ball. He has to shoot the ball. And that should be Westbrook's backcourt mate. Either on the bench lineup or in the starting lineup. It should be Monk because they fit too well together. And they both kind of like J.R. Smith, like Westbrook. Like that just gives, like, they both don't care. Like, they fit well. And I don't know why they didn't play that much last night.
Vogel has his method of, I'm going to play 3 defensive players or you're going to be 3 and D. Monk is just a spark plug. So
literally,
it's just all personnel, and knowing your personnel, man, it's going to really be like, yes, the Lakers are going to have good nights versus like the Kings and like things like that.
The Kings,
I really like genuinely feel like that year LeBron got his last year in Cleveland when everybody got traded. That's about to come. This by the trade deadline.
2018, bro.
Yeah. He said, "Wade, go back to Miami." Isaiah Thomas, go to LA. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah, it's about to be scary hours.
Well, let's hope, because I mean, what what Rob Pelinka's been doing so far has been putting pieces down, and hey, I'm giving you pieces that sounds good. Name brand players. You put them together, Frank Vogel. But you're right. Frank Vogel is not an offensive guru. We doggone know that. We seen him in the Indiana days, and Indiana was very good for the defense, but offense they was a little shaky. Orlando was not even good on defense or offense, but he was there for defense. But in Lakers, he's been known for defense, and the Lakers are going to have a very good defense this year. But the point is going to be, what are they going to do offensively?
We haven't even talked about Carmelo Anthony, so I have to bring this man up. That Carmelo Anthony, this is my thing with Melo. He's a good shooter, but he doesn't shoot the 3. Every shot he shot from 3 looked good last night. Like, shoot the 3 ball. You don't have to do that mid-range thing. It's not required, bro. You're getting paid $5 million. You're not chasing your next deal. You're chasing a ring. I truthfully don't get it. He's a good shooter, but he doesn't shoot the ball. That's why he was out of the league. Because he couldn't accept that role in OKC. He refused to do it. Now, he's playing with LeBron. I think LeBron could talk him into doing it. And I think he has a role on the Lakers, because last night it was like 40% good Melo, 60% bad Melo. So I think I saw what it could be, but he needs to consistently do the right thing. Now, do I trust him to do that? I don't. But I'm going to have to hope for the best.
Yeah, Melo was taking. When I saw Melo take multiple 1-2 dribble pull up mid rangers, I said, Golden State gonna win. And the fact that this Golden State, the Lakers fans are lucky because Golden State should have blew them out, because did you see how many open shots they were missing the first half?
Yeah,
it was crazy. And then even when the Lakers would go on runs, they was only, you would look up, like, it'll feel like they up a lot. Like, oh, they only up 5.
Yeah, that was the point too. And I was just like, yeah, the Golden State's going, if they start making shots, I was like, that's it. But then again, I was looking at, I was like, they coming out with energy. I know they're going to make their shots in the first half, but the second half, that's when it's going to regress to the means, and we're going to see how the team is. And we definitely seen it in the fourth quarter. Third was showing something, but the fourth, we definitely seen it. It was bad.
Yeah, also, on the Golden State side, I mean, Jordan Poole called him a young star last season. I was laughed at. I said, wait a minute. This kid has something up. Like, I don't know if it's like Rozier that's calm, but he got something that's like, okay, this is a starting NBA college. He gives me really Gary Trent vibes. Now, we see what Gary Trent has done. He just gives the type of play. Like, every team needs a player like this that's not scared to shoot. He was not scared of the moment at all. His defense wasn't terrible. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little surprised about that. Now, Steve Kerr is known to kind of put not in the defensive, but just push you to be better. And I think that's also a Draymond thing too. But I was really, I just have to, applaud Poole. Draymond looked really good last night. He was a little bit more aggressive, attacking the rim. Didn't take that many jump shots.
Yes.
Even better. And Draymond's passing is Draymond. Like, we just know what he can do. as a passer, he's just amazing in that role. And yeah, I think the Warriors. I mean, Curry didn't even have that good of a game. Well, relatively didn't have that good of a game shooting wise, and they still won the game. And like you said, I mean, Clay still not there, Wiseman still not there, Wiggins. Oh, when you talk about Wiggins, I mean, he's kind of what you thought he was going to be, but he's shooting the 3 ball a little bit better. I think since coming to Golden State, defense has always kind of been within his traits. So I think he's been decent as well. Any final remarks on the Warriors?
Iggy hitting them corner threes too, and already being and still good defensively, and his passing and IQ. It's like the Warriors didn't even. You could probably say they didn't get that much better like talent. You could just look. They just got smarter basketball players. Hey man, I said it was top 3 for a reason. So, hey.
I mean, I have nothing else to say. I mean, all I can say is the Warriors look good. I give them that. They look like they could be a top 5 team if things still go the way they go. But other than that, Lakers got some questions. Just like Brooklyn got some questions, Lakers got the questions.
Well, this episode, we killed the favorites. So congrats, everyone. The underdogs have a chance this year. Now, on that note, make sure you are subscribing, liking, and commenting on the podcast.
Hey guys, make sure y'all follow us on Instagram, on Twitter at Malc and Ron Show. We have different comments, different content. We got G on the show now, so G is going to put what he has to put sometimes.
Sure.
Stay tuned, y'all.
All right.